G'day everybody, Aussie Dad is here again. I'll continue with my videos sharing my experience with 31 of August demonstration or protest. I've done a few different videos. Feel free to go look for them to start that path with me together from the start. We pretty much talked about the different group that hijacked that protest. My personal experience as a Jewish immigrant Australian shows and prove that it wasn't a Nazi protest, and on the contrary, I actually experienced the opposite. I experienced love, acceptance, and warmth from people that was there. Which is, again, in fact, of course there was Nazis there. Look, there is bad people everywhere, but such a insignificant number that as, Jewish person that shows my Jewish symbols out of the open, the only hatred that I experienced was from the other mob, which is the pro-Palestinian group, which is, we'll talk about it in much later video. I've got a lot to say about it, obviously, but not now. Now it's all about that flag. Yeah, it's all about Australian and why actually this protest came to happen. I will share as much as personal experience as I can and informative numbers and information as I can to help people, especially people overseas, to understand what Australians are experiencing in these times. I mentioned critical thinking. Critical thinking, as I teach my son every day, is one of the most important aspects of our time, especially with social media and now AI, brings the ability to create videos and to create new information. So critical thinking will pretty much make you a better person. And I always teach him, always ask questions. Even if you don't have questions, make them up. Come with questions. Questions is what makes us a better person. It's what help us to evolve, to learn, and to be smarter. Now, we'll start with the definition of critical thinking, and then we'll go why is it important. Critical thinking, again, ChatGPT, by the way. Yeah. Critical thinking is the ability to analyze, evaluate information objectively in order to form a reasoned judgment or solve problem logically. In short, thinking clearly and rationally, questioning assumptions and making decisions based on evidence. I repeat, based on evidence. So, why is it important? When I came home from that protest and I watched the mainstream news, I was shocked. Okay? I was absolutely shocked because the evidence on the television show riots, like tear gas, fighting people, punch on, police arresting people, bloody people, etc., etc., etc. Now, I'm sure it's happened. These are the facts because they were on television. So a guy bleeding from his head because he was attacked happened. A few guys going punch on, and probably Nazis because they associate today with black cloth, also happened. And probably what else we had on television? The police tear gas a bunch of people, which not very clear if it was the pro-Palestinian or the Australian people. It's just not like, I don't know. Also happened. However, I was there amongst God knows how many thousand. I haven't seen it, I haven't heard about it, and I haven't experienced that. However, the mainstream chose to show Just that. Which made you to believe that that's what it was all about. Going to the street and bring violence. I didn't fought with anybody. Like I said, on the contrary, I got hugs. I also gave gratitude to people. I think I mentioned that these two security guards that were standing there with a high vis guarding with Macca's or Starbucks. I felt the need, the same gratification I got from people comes to me and offer me hugs and beautiful words. I felt the need to pass it forward. So I walked to these two security guards that was standing there, you know, like you could see in their eyes, you know, being, you know, Indian heritage, or I'm not sure where they're from, but obviously, you know, colored skin. I felt the need to walk to them and ask to shake their hand and thank them. So I did say, I want to thank you for working on Saturday and, you know, doing your job. And I just want you to know, these are the words that I said to them. I just want you to know that you are welcome in this country the same as everybody else. And that demonstration is not about that. So thank you again. And I shook both of them hands and kept walking. Other Aussies that was, you know, standing and witnessed me doing that just ran to me quickly and you know, tapped my shoulder and said, good on you, mate. This is exactly why we're here. And that's what I experienced. This is what I shared. And I didn't see all this violence. And when I saw that on television, I had friends contacting me and goes like, whoa, mate, it was nothing like you were saying. On television, they saw all these riots and stuff like that. And I called my friend that was there with me and I said, wow, like what's happened? Were we on a different protest? I didn't see that. So it's just to show that, like everything with human beings, of course they're going to be rotten apples. However, what are we chose to look at? The little fraction of the empty glass or the full of it? You know, and I chose to take the positive out with me. And using critical thinking is one of them. And by the way, that's exactly what prompted me to do these videos. Witnessing the way they used words on the mainstream media to make it all about Nazis and to make it all about violence and to make it all about white supremacy. And that's pretty much hijack everything we did. It's pretty much just throwing it to the bin as if like it's never happened. However, it's much more bigger than that. And it's about the way, the Aussie way of living. It's about our everything. Our safety, our economy, our social status, our flag. And I will obviously go to each aspect of that gradually with each video until I learn how to do podcast stuff so I can talk for half an hour. However, now I need to keep it short. So critical thinking, always question, always, especially with the media, are always trying to look for what they don't show you. That's a hint. If you see one aspect, always question, what about the other aspect? If they don't show it, I probably should go and look for it or ask for it. And whatever best, you know, way from personal experience, it's always the best way. Anyhow, so critical thinking is the way to go in 2025 with everything. Don't just believe things because either someone told you, even ChatGPT, or question ChatGPT. It's the best practice to use critical thinking with ChatGPT. So, yep, till next one. Just an Aussie dad here. See you next video. Keep following.